Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of Kayfabe Coffee, the show that keeps it real while we pretend it's real. Hey, everyone, I'm your host, Kyle Gagliardi, the barista of Broken Kayfabe, if you will, pouring out hot takes stronger than a Starbucks shaken espresso. Welcome to Kayfabe Coffee here on the Main Event Wrestling Network. It is Thursday, February 12th, which also means it's an OTM recording day and Between Two Beards show day, which brings me to my special guest. Of course, you see him on the screen. He has an illustrious beard, better than mine, of course, and he's from the East Coast. I got JPJ with me. What's going on, my friend?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep, sorry, you froze up for a second there, but we're alive. We're alive. Yes, I'm happy to be here. It is a big day. Thursdays are a big day for you, for me, for the content world when it comes to us. So yeah, I'm pumped to be here. I got double coffees.
I was gonna say you're a coffee expert, so I want to know what's the go-to.
Yeah, you said you were the barista of this, and I didn't want to judge, but I have the shoot job. The shoot job. I have been working in the coffee industry for going on 15 years at this point.
So you know your thing or two about a cup of joe.
Yeah, early mornings, I probably have shed off 10 years of my life, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day for 15 years. But no, okay, it's different though, because workday coffees are different than leisure day coffees. Thursday is usually a day off for me, so that's a leisure day coffee. So
okay.
We were talking a little bit off, when we were kind of setting this up, me possibly joining today. I have a loop within like a 20-25 minute drives, like 5 or 6 different mom and pop shops, depending on the day or the week. I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna go there, and I'll wake up usually around this time. I'll be up and about. I'll be like at a coffee shop with a breakfast sandwich and a coffee, just kind of hanging out, scrolling the news, doing some stuff, and then I'll come home and kind of settle in for the day. But because we were doing this, I do have my own espresso machine out there. I'm bougie.
Don't worry, I just poured myself. I got an espresso machine for Christmas, so I'm with you right here. Yes.
So I have a nice espresso machine. So I actually made a homemade maple latte. I made a homemade maple latte with oat milk, and then
you couldn't DoorDash me one.
I know, right? I know. I don't know what the fee would be. You're in what? You're in Indiana.
Northwest Indiana, yeah.
Indiana, that'd be a big fee, I think. And then a little quick pick me up. Usually, wherever I go, is I get a little cortado. I get a little cortado. That's my sippy drink. And then I usually leave the establishment with a cold brew or iced latte. I'm one of those savages that it's -2 out right now, and I'm drinking iced coffee. I don't mess around.
Yeah, I'm the same way, because I was having this conversation, I think the last time I did this show. Yeah. I hate when my warm coffee gets cold, but I love iced coffee. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. So I did make myself a homemade cortado as well. So I have
heavily caffeinated.
Yes, I have an oat milk cortado through a little bit of almond flavoring in here, and then I have the iced maple latte with oat milk. So that's how I'm rolling today.
We kind of got a lot of things in common here. So I got my espresso machine, like I mentioned earlier, for Christmas. And then now I've been lately getting into the oat milk and the almond milk creamers. Yeah. So I'm putting that in there, a little bit of flavoring. I used to be one of those guys that just would put 5 packets of sugar, load up the cream, and it would just be diabetes in a cup.
That's what we around the end. I'll probably get killed if the wrong person hears me. But that's what we call Dunkin' Donuts around.
100%. Yeah.
And listen, you go to them when you need to go to them. I go to them when it's necessary. Same. But if you want extra cream, extra sugar, and a bait like that, that's where you go, because it's. I usually say if I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, I'd be asking, "Hey, do you want any coffee with your sugar?"
You're right. Have you ever seen those TikToks where I think there's an employee, at least on my For You page, that works at Dunkin', and he just shares the craziest orders? I'm sure you've experienced some crazy orders, but he was like pumping 48 sugars one time for an old lady. I'm like, how is this person alive?
Oh yeah, I used to work, the big chain that you mentioned, the big green chain with the mermaid. Mm-hmm. I worked there for over a decade. I worked there, and some of the orders, and like I used to have a customer that would come through, and they would get a tea lemonade every day, a passion tea lemonade, and they wanted 16 pumps of sugar. And they were a drive-through customer, super sweet, super nice lady. But like I would get the drink, and I'd hand out the drink, and she would take a sip, and she would go, "There's only 12 pumps in here."
She's got it down to a science. It's like, no, that's 15. You got to add one more
And
pump.
I would just look at her and be like, "How do you live? How do you live outside?"
Was she right though?
This
Did she
I
know?
don't know. I have no
okay.
idea. At that, I wasn't making the drink. I'm the one handing it off, being the nice guy. But like she would do, like she would either go, "Oh, it tastes great," and drive off, or she'd be like, "There's only 14 in here," and I'd be like, "How do you know?"
Older customers are a trip, man. Especially when you work in the the customer service industry. You deal with a lot of special characters, that's for sure.
Unbelievable.
They're set in their ways, and I mean, I'm kind of set in my ways too.
Yeah, I think we all are. You know what you like. You know what you like. You know what you know. It is what it is.
Well, you know what things that we like that we got in common. We like professional wrestling.
Sure do.
We like coffee. We love sports. And we love video gaming. So it's honestly a surprise that me and you haven't done just a show with us two before.
I know. I'm going to be honest with you. I am surprised. But we met in person for the first time at the Rumble.
That's right.
Rumble weekend. That was a good time at GCW and all that fun stuff that happened there. That crazy night.
You guys had a 2 a.m. interview with Effie that night?
We did. Yeah, 2:15 a.m. interview with Effie. In the hall, and that was after the Joey Janela fight broke out and all that stuff that happened.
That was scary.
Yeah. So, and I was right next to all that when it went down and stuff. So it was a wild night. I
remember that. Yeah, that was a very fun weekend. We even vlogged it. You guys made a quick appearance. So we definitely should do something in person again like that, because now that we are actually all under the network, I think we could do a lot of fun things. But shout out to Kine in the chat. He said he hasn't seen Dynamite yet, but he's just popping by to say hello. Kine's been loving AEW as of late, as have we. Here at the network, we have so much AEW content coming your way this weekend.
And we should. I think, Peggy, I feel you. That's my girl right there.
I was going to say, I've seen her interacting with you and doing shows with you before.
Yeah, she's great. I watch both. You and I both watch both. We talk about both. We make content revolving around both. For the better part of the last calendar year, I think AEW has just been the superior product. It's just, they're telling great stories. The wrestling is, at least in North America, I think the best you can find on a weekly television show. Just really digging what they're doing. And they're heading, I know we have Grand Slam on Saturday, but they're heading right to Revolution, which is usually a top pay-per-view for them. And last night's Dynamite was awesome. That was just a really, really solid show of television that I'm excited to talk about.
I think it was the best show of the year.
Yeah. It was
across the board in professional wrestling. I know it's still very early in a year that's probably going to be very special. And I do want to preface this because there will be one thing that I didn't like about this episode, but when I critique things, I'm not going at these wrestlers. This has nothing personal. This is just preference. I want to preface that because a lot of people get angry. Apparently, you can't have an opinion nowadays, JPJ, without somebody getting offended by it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just how it goes. It's just par for the course,
Hey, this show is fire. Shout out to Jared for stopping by.
As long as listen, we're fans of wrestling. If there's things we don't like or things that we think can be better, I think it says a lot about your fandom if you are able to critique it and discuss it. We're not hating on it, but
comes from a good place.
I've been watching this shit for 35 years, dude. I've been watching pro wrestling for 30 plus years. I
don't want to date you, but that's longer than I've been alive.
Well, there you go. But I've been watching this stuff for a long time. I love this stuff. I want it to be the best it can be. And when it's not, I think I have the right. I mean, everybody does. I have the right to voice my opinion about it. And I'm the same way. I'm not somebody up here that is just all sunshine and rainbows all the time, because not everything is sunshine and rainbows.
Exactly.
But there's a proper way to critique things, and there's an improper way to critique things. And you can tell the difference pretty easily, in my opinion.
I was going to say, I think I can name a few names that have a lot of followers, but I'm not going to do that on this stream. You can choose who you want to support, but we're going to dive into a very fun episode of AEW Dynamite right now. So if you're watching this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, because we are on the road to 300. Plenty of live shows this week, 7 to be exact, almost one every single day. So give us a follow at mainevent_net. That's the best way to keep up with what we got going on over here. But let's get into it, JPJ. Let's go to the start. We got Kenny Omega and Swerve kicking off AEW Dynamite with a war of words. And honestly, Swerve kind of dug a little deep. He brought up the fact that Kenny hasn't really been with AEW the past couple years due to injury and other things, but obviously those words led to physical altercation because those two started fighting throughout the arena. Just a really fun start to the show, and now we know we got a matchup between these two next week, so that's a hot way to start Dynamite right there.
It was, and AEW rarely starts shows with promos. They don't do that usually. It's usually a hot match to start the show. But look at, they've been teasing this for the last couple weeks with kind of the World Championship kind of qualifying things they've been doing, kind of stuff like that with Andrade and these two. And they've been teasing that these two were on a collision course. I'm shocked that it's just on a Dynamite next week.
Free TV.
I thought maybe they could add it to Grand Slam, or I thought and there's still a chance that we still get it at Revolution. But for me, I was like, this is a good one-on-one Revolution match for these two. It's a match that everybody hasn't seen yet that wants to see. I thought it was really good. I thought Swerve, like you said, dug a little deep at Kenny, talked about his health, talked about, hey, when I was at the top, you were nowhere to be found. You were sitting at home, minding your business, not kind of here, and then you come back.
Those are like heelish words, too.
Yeah, and that's what I felt like. I was like, oh, at least in this back and forth, Swerve, even though he's not a heel, clearly, he's playing the heel. He is playing the heel between these two. And I still think
you need that. Like, even when you have like babyface versus babyface, heel versus heel, somebody's got to lean towards one side.
100%. And I think Swerve, because of his history, is the right. And I know Kenny was a heel for a long time too, but Swerve, because of his dastardly history, he's a better guy to be that guy for this, right? So he leaned into that. I thought Kenny was really good on the mic too with his answer back and the way he was talking, and then he slapped the crap out of him, man. He slapped the crap out of him, and Swerve, we know Swerve, he wasn't going to just take that. So it led to a nice little brawl. They had to be separated. Good stuff. Yeah, man, we're getting that match for free next week.
It's crazy that the main event scene right now in AEW is really hot. Dude. They have done a good job, and you kind of alluded to it. The past year and a half, I think, has been like the concentration has just been on building babyface stars, and I think that's what AEW does better than any other company. Sure, you could critique that the championship runs, once these champions do get him, are not that great. Sure. But they know how to build an adversary going against their top heel like MJF.
And they keep it that it's open, that it's wide open. Like right now we know it's Andrade and Hangman, right? And the winner's going to face him at Revolution, fine. But MJF has been dealing with Brody King for the last couple weeks. And Kenny and Swerve are still around. Like, they keep it open that right now you could look at the landscape on the men's side and you can pick 6 to 10 guys that legitimately could be a number one contender for MJF's title. And I think that when you look around at other wrestling companies, it's not that way. It's the same 2, 3, 4 guys that you're expecting to just kind of, and it's like, all right, we need some fresh faces. And I think AEW does a good job of sprinkling in fresh faces when they're needed. And it's like, oh, all right, cool. This is great. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like you would never see, I'm trying to like compare Brody King to somebody in the WWE. Like, you wouldn't see, because Johnny Gargano was with Ciampa for a long time and DIY on the main roster. You wouldn't see Johnny Gargano just get really hot-shotted into the world title scene ever. No,
it just doesn't, especially now with the way they're doing stuff and, they have their rhythm and what they do over there now, which is fine. Yeah, exactly. But, like, you just don't, it's not like that. Whereas, you see a Brody King getting a one-off title match on Saturday. You see, Andrade might end up with a title match here, which, he might not win the title, but like,
it doesn't hurt anyone. It helps.
No. Yeah. And it's like, oh, he's a world championship caliber guy. He's in a title match. Like, that means that that's the level he's on. And I think it just it makes for a better product. Cause then, let's say Brody King loses on Saturday and then Brody King moves on to the, Continental or whatever title he's going to next. Like, that elevates him regardless. He squashed the world champion in 30 seconds last week.
100%. Like, and that's something that other companies definitely could be doing better, I think.
I agree.
These guys, the same people. I know we're talking about WWE here. I don't need to sugarcoat it. We're talking about WWE. It is the same people that they're putting in the main event scene. But I do want to put like a little caveat there. The WWE has been dealing with some difficult injuries at bad times.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Bianca Belair was a very bad injury. That kind of killed a lot of things going on over there. Braun Breaker now being injured ruins a lot going on Monday Night Raw. So it's tough.
They already ruined him before that injury. So
I know. Trust me, I'm with you on that one.
Another,
yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Is that true that Warner Brothers blocked Brody King?
Yes, they did.
You're not allowed to have an opinion then?
Well, I mean, those are the reports. I haven't seen like Fightful but like the reports going around the interwebs this morning is that Warner Brothers did not want him on the show last night.
Fair enough. We don't know if that's true or not.
I don't think that will go well for them. I think if anything, that's just going to lead to more chants and louder chants. Yeah. Which I am pro those chants. You know, but like I just again like in the Warner Brothers, you know, it was years ago, the Briscoe stuff. They just had the Trey Miguel stuff. Now, if this is true, like, listen, you paid hundreds of millions of dollars to have them on the show. Stay the F out of it.
It's a pro wrestling company. What did you expect?
Sit down, let them run the show. Just you make stuff.
Watch the money come in.
Yeah, exactly. Like you make stuff worse for yourself by trying to be whatever you think that was good. If this is true, because we don't fully know yet, but if this is true, what good came out of that for you, Warner? Like, what good did you actually do, Warner Brothers?
It's actually the opposite of that.
It's the opposite because you just lost. You just lost goodwill. Like it's
like the halftime show. Like Bad Bunny was the most viewed halftime show of all time. Yeah. Everybody was making it seem like it was a big issue, but then you all were watching regardless.
Correct. And everybody that said they weren't, the next day they sure had no problem telling you it was the worst halftime show. So did you watch it then? If you have that opinion,
that's the problem. Everybody has social media. They think they could give their opinion as we sit here and talk all the time and give our opinions. But I mean, some of us are better at this than others. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with you guys here.
I am one of the ones that is really good at. No, I'm just kidding.
But, no, you are. You are. But I mean, why do you think I was recruiting you and Pluggo for like 8 years?
Yeah, but that's like that. But that to me is just so insane. Is like. You have people like that are like, I'm not watching that. I'm not doing that. Oh, they chanted that last week. Whoa, blah, blah, blah. And then the next week, guess what?
They're watching.
They're friggin' watching the show. Because of course 100%. You are. We know what you do. You're it. Like, come on, stop.
That's a good point, too. Because I'm going to be there this summer. And I'm like, even Eric, Mr. Cincinnati from the Junkies podcast, he's kind of hesitant on booking that, trip just because of the situation going on over there.
Well, look at it. It's scary.
That's fair. Right yeah, no, it is very scary.
But how do you think that's going to play? Like, if this comes out in the next day or two that is true, and Warner Brothers did that, when they
people are going to come for Warner Brothers.
What are they going to do? Is it just we're not going to be able to hear the audio the whole show? They're going to do that.
It's like NXT.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Because guess what? It's not going to go well for you, Warner Brothers.
No. You're setting yourself up for failure right there.
Business. You paid millions of dollars. Let the wrestling show run the wrestling show. Sit the F down and sit in your office and collect your millions of dollars from your perch up there and shut up.
I agree. 100%. Let's move on. On Dynamite, Death Riders defeated the Don Callis family. They've been going back and forth the last couple weeks. I do want to point this out. A lot of people ridiculed WWE for doing the same matches. Well, AEW's kind of been doing the same matches here, but
for sure.
I don't mind it because the matches are good. If you're going to give me quality wrestling, I am never going to complain, especially because the Death Riders got this new vibe to them. Like the last couple months, they've sort of been like naturally turning babyface. Yeah. Which I like because it kind of just feels like a fight club. Whenever they come out, they're hyping each other up. And they're like, all right, let's go to work. And it was a good match. I had no problems with it whatsoever.
I thought the thing that was the most crazy about this, it was a great match. Takeshita, dude. He's just, he should beat Moxley. I don't know if we're going to be talking about Grant. I know Saturday.
We'll save it for the later, yeah.
But Takeshita should win that match on Saturday.
I agree with you.
But this was fun to me because it went from the Death Riders being baby faces in this 6-man tag, which was a great 6-man tag. And must I say, the more I watch Mark Davis wrestle, the more I have become a fan of Mark Davis. In ring, at least.
He's an ox.
He is my type of wrestler. Gets in there, big dude, beats the shit out of people. And that's the wrestling that I love is, the Big E special. Big meaty men or big meaty women slapping, like just beat the crap out of each other. And I love that. And for a guy that's gotten a lot of bad luck with what's gone on with him,
true,
he is very good. So I just want to say that. But I thought this was funny because it went from the Death Riders playing the babyface role in this match to everything that happened after this match where the Death Riders were playing heels.
Right.
So they kind of did, You know what I mean? Like they kind of did the whole gamut of everything here. But yeah, this match was great, man. I mean, Josh Alexander, obviously he takes the pinfall, kind of his role, it's been his role there.
I don't know what people were expecting. A lot of people thought when Josh Alexander got signed, like he was going to be a big time player. I think he's playing his role perfectly.
Yeah, he's fine. He's in big matches. He's fighting big top guys. He's on TV every week. He doesn't win the majority. Like that's fine. That's fine.
That's what I like too, Ozzy, is that people that just understand who they are. Like Lash Legend's one of those people that I think of right away. It's like she gets it. She's a monster in that division, so she's going to work like a monster. Sometimes you just need to stay in your lane. I know there's a lot of big guys that can move, like cruiserweights. I think of Dijak, I think of Keith Lee and all these people. But, that's why I like Mark Davis too. That was a good point. Like, with Aussie Open, people forget Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis were a formidable tag team.
Oh, one of the best in the world.
And now they both are really strong single stars, especially Kyle Fletcher, who we're going to talk about next.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, no, but again, I thought this was really good. I expected the Death Riders to pull it out.
Yeah.
And they did. But they made Takeshita look like $1 million. Him and Moxley, when they had their attacks and stare downs with each other, really got me excited for that match on Saturday. This was good stuff. This was just AEW knows how to do the 6-person tag to a T. I can't remember the last time there was really a bad one.
You're right, but why can't they book the trios titles well with them?
That's a different story. Yeah. That's a different story for a different day.
You're 100% correct. Their 6-man tags slap every time.
Every time.
I just don't care about the trios division itself.
Yeah, well, I mean, and again, when you put the trios titles, and again, it was because one of the trios champions was leaving. I understand.
Yeah, true.
But when you hot shot the trios titles, and one of the guys in the trios champions is potentially fighting for the world championship at your next pay-per-view,
it's tough.
Yeah, and they did the same.
They're doing it with Willow too.
They're doing it exactly. You put the tag titles on this team that everybody's loving and everybody adores, and then 2 weeks later you have her win the TBS championship, which 100% negates the importance of the tag titles for.
Thank you. And look at Rhea Ripley's another one. Rhea Ripley's going for the elimination chamber, but she's a tag team champion. It's like
Io might even be in that elimination chamber as well. So you're going to have both your women's tag titles champions. Fighting for a chance to. It's like, no, they already have something they should be fighting with.
Focus and give that its attention. Exactly.
Yes. When you do that, to the standard fan,
Jey Uso as well. Yep, good call.
To the standard fan, if I am a casual or somebody that's not as crazy to talk about it all the time on the internet like we are, if you're watching that, you look at that and you go, okay, so the tag team championships that Rhea has are not as important to her as this. So this is more important. And
so why should we care?
It makes no sense.
It doesn't. No sense. And Eric, I agree. Wheeler's got to pay for what he did to Mina Shirakawa last night.
He will.
That's going to be a fun one on Grand Slam. I'm really looking forward to Saturday night. I know it's technically not live, right?
No, they're recording it. So it'll be. I'm usually pretty good about avoiding spoilers. So by the time we do our little shtick on here at 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, the results will be out there. I just hope that most people
don't spoil it, guys.
Don't be bums and spoil it. Just let because I'm not going to know what happened until 8 o'clock on Saturday. Probably a little bit later because it's Valentine's Day. So I'm not trying to.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we actually have a lot of people available for a Saturday show, knowing it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And most of you guys do have significant others, which shout out to your other halves that allow you guys to do this, because I have nobody telling me what to do, so I can just hop on here and do a show whenever I want. Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse sometimes, JPJ, because I got a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah. Well, you threw it out there, and I was like, oh, damn, yeah, like, I'll do that. Like, cool. And then I remembered, and I was like, oh, damn. I was like, all right, can we do it earlier? So I don't get attacked?
Yeah, that's fair. I understand. You got to spend some time with the significant others on Valentine's Day. I get it. I'll be spending mine with 1/3 of OTM, Ian, and actually our producer as well. So it's kind of an OTM affair on Valentine's Day.
Hey, listen. You can spend Valentine's Day. What do we call the guy one? Dudes like Dalentine's Day?
I was trying to put bro into it, but I don't think there's anything that would work with that.
Dalentine's Day or something like that, like dudes or Doolentine's Day. I don't know. whatever.
Tino's like, I'm going to take Valentine's Day off just to do nothing. You know what, Tino?
Hell yeah.
Fair enough. There's not really much wrestling other than Grand Slam going on.
Yeah, there's no wrong way to celebrate. So.
Hey, and if you want to have a little bit of flour too, Tino, hey, nothing wrong with that.
We'll be doing, that'll be happening a little later.
Valentine's Day,
that's a good one. That's
brilliant. All right, I'm celebrating Valentine's Day. Bros Day isn't bad either.
No, not bad.
We're cooking in the chat. Shout out to the chat today. It's been popping. I'd love to see that. Keep King Daddy Dom's name out of your mouth. Wow. Eric's coming for blood. Don't bring up Daddy Dom, apparently. Let's talk about this matchup between Tommaso Ciampa and Kyle Fletcher, because I don't think it's crazy for me to say that this was my favorite match of the year so far. It definitely should be a match of the year conversation. And the fact that Tommaso Ciampa has been here, he was champion for 11 days, defended that title 4 times in that 11 days, is reason enough for me to not mind the fact that Kyle Fletcher won this matchup, because it actually makes sense, logically, JPJ, that Ciampa probably was just a little fatigued after working so hard after the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best short title reigns ever for Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, he had bangers. He's like, oh, give me the title. 4 quick defenses. And then he has this match, which, I mean, best TV match of the year so far in anywhere. This was incredible. And we all knew it was going to be. Right. The second they announced it, everyone that was like, oh my God, this is going to be wild. This was so good. I can't say enough superlatives about how great this match was, just in general. But that last ending sequence, the last 2 to 3 minutes of this match, where they were just getting multiple kicks, brain buster, that reverse, everything that was going on, that last minute, I was going back and forth saying, oh, he's gonna win the title. Oh no, he's gonna retain. Oh no, he's gonna win the title. Oh no, he's gonna retain. And it was just like that. It was just like that. And then it was finally like, oh crap, Kyle's going to win it back. And Kyle won it back. And it kind of feels right that he has it back. It kind of felt like when he lost the title.
Lost a little steam.
Yeah, even that, but it just didn't feel like it was the time for him to lose the title.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
It does, because he was built up so strongly before he won that title.
Yeah.
So you felt like he would be justified with a longer reign. Yeah. But I think this was smart just because they're going back to Australia, obviously, on Saturday. So now he could bring that title into his home country, which is going to be electric, seeing that 100%. Reaction that he's going to get. But when I was watching this, and my brain, has a soft spot for NXT, the crowd energy, the match style felt very black and gold NXT. And that might just be because Ciampa was in the match, and it was bringing me back to the days where he was doing that in NXT. But that was my favorite era of professional wrestling, when NXT was doing that stuff. And that's kind of why I think Tommaso Ciampa was such a good fit for AEW. And he kind of alluded to it as well in past interviews, that Tommaso Ciampa gravitates towards that underground feel where there's like kind of this swell in that something is starting here with AEW. He feels like they are up next. They got next. So that's why he decided to go to AEW, kind of reinvent himself, if you will. And now he feels like just a fresh new character here. And even though he lost the title, JPJ, I think he's going to be fine.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it hurts him one bit. And listen, he also, it's not like this is a new guy that nobody knows. He walked into AEW with a established resume. Everybody knows, like we've been watching the guy for 15, 20 years, some of us, 10 in WWE alone. Like, he came in with a known resume, so it doesn't hurt him at all. His presentation, entrance, music, all of that is already top 5 in the company, top 3 in the company. I was gonna say top 5 in wrestling right now. Yeah, like upon arrival, like this does not. Yeah, it's a short title reign. You can I'm sure some people will question it, but I don't think it hurts him at all. Because if he moves up to going after, other titles or the world title or whatever, like, he's going to be fine. He's going to have these type of matches with these type of dudes. This guy is going to be more than fine. I think that this was a good spot for Kyle to win it back. And now you said he's going to be in his home country, his hometown, defending the title. And he's got a big match already booked.
Game 7.
Game 7, they added a stipulation to it to kind of make it a little bit more,
Well, we know Fletcher's going to retain, obviously, but you got to have that
course.
7th matchup. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had I didn't see a lot of negativity about this at all. The match was so damn good.
Oh, I mean, how could you?
But,
yeah.
I didn't see a lot of the usual BS about Ciampa losing and
I only brought that up because Jay Gold, my NXT Night Shift co-host, made a comment. He's like, "Oh, Ciampa back to ROH you go." I go, "Jay Gold, stop it. He's too good to go to ROH."
Yeah.
Now, there's other people that I could bring up that did get trapped into the ROH bubble, which is behind a paywall, but I digress because that was easily the best matchup of the year. Kyle Fletcher versus Tommaso Ciampa. Hats off to you boys. That's a 5-star over here. I don't care what Dave Meltzer thinks. I'm not a professional wrestling expert, but how do you not give that a 5-star?
No, that was brilliant.
Had everything.
It was just brilliant stuff, yeah.
Had everything. Now, I'm not going to say this next matchup was a 5-star, but it progressed some stories here because Roderick Strong ended up leaving this match with Orange Cassidy, so he's kind of conflicted, and they got the win. I didn't hate it. Like I said, it really was just a vehicle to enhance this story, I think, with Roddy.
Yeah, I thought it was a good thing to introduce Clark Connors, really.
Was he on Forbidden Door before?
I think he was one of those years he had a match,
think he was,
but he's officially in AEW now. They haven't given him the graphic yet, I don't think, but he's there. He's been doing the vignettes with Gabe Kidd. They did the thing where Darby appeared out of nowhere and dragged him off, so they're continuing with that. I thought Moxley on commentary for this match was good. Him explaining, hey, the War Dogs over in New Japan, we're kind of buddy-buddy with them. We're of the same ilk. They asked us to kind of assimilate Clark Connors over here, so we're kind of doing him a favor and doing them a favor, like we're buddies with them. Gabe's over there, So I thought Moxley did a good job of explaining why Clark Connors was teaming up with the Death Riders kind of out of nowhere a little bit. And when he was in there, he looked good. He looked like he fit the part with the sunglasses, the kind of overshirt. He had a good entrance too. Yeah, this was fine. This was just one of those matches where it was more for progressing storylines than it was for the in-ring stuff, because then we saw what happened after with Tony Storm and kind of everything that occurred building up the match for Saturday, the mixed tag. I thought that
they got to win, right? Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm.
Wheeler Yuta's getting his head shaved.
Does that mean Marina's getting her head shaved too?
No, it's the only person that gets the pinfall.
Only person that gets
whoever.
All right, so it's definitely going to be Wheeler
Yuta.
Yuta.
Has to be.
Because he could run with that and actually make some gold out of it.
Oh,
too.
yeah. He keeps the beard, though? Do you keep the beard and just shave the head? So you have the long,
you got to keep
straggly
the beard.
rat
You got to
beard
keep the beard. Yeah.
But once they built this and they made that stipulation, I was like, there's no way it's not Wheeler Yuta. Like, they're not going to shave. I could see Shafir doing it, though, and getting bald.
That's why I was thinking about it. I was like, I could see Marina going bald and just being a killer.
I could see that, but I think it's Wheeler Yuta also.
That is some superstar that I want to give a little bit of a shine to, because I'm a person that critiqued her often in NXT when she had her run in the WWE, because let's be real, she wasn't that good in WWE, but really has found herself in AEW.
I have been saying this for a long time. The Death Riders has been a vehicle for her more than anybody else in the group. More than anybody. 100% she has gained the most of out of this Death Riders thing than anybody.
I'm trying to think, because it's not Pac.
Nope.
You can make a case maybe for Claudio. Maybe.
But he was already established. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Pac, Claudio. I mean, you can make a case.
It's not doing much for Garcia.
It raised Wheeler Yuta's profile
it did raise
to be
Wheeler.
A shithead heel bigger. But Marina Shafir, she's no, the Death Riders to me, looks like a vehicle for her to become a superstar in the company more than anybody. And it's the way Moxley treats her. It's the way she's just been treated in general.
Commentary treats her, yeah.
From the onset, she has been Moxley's right hand over those guys. She's the right hand. Moxley, the way he would look at her sometimes, he would look at her the same way Roman used to look at Solo.
Yeah,
where he was like, this is the crazy motherfucker. I'm not, she's here with me, but she could kill me. She could kill me. And I just think Marina Shafir has gained more from the Death Riders than literally anybody else in that group. She has turned herself, like you said, into a formidable person in the company. Whenever the Death Riders do end, which feels like
Never.
It should have happened a year ago.
Yeah.
But like whenever the Death Riders do end, like she's going to be competing for world championships in the women's division. Like that's
No doubt.
who she is and where she is now. And she never gets there without the Death Riders. She just
100%.
doesn't.
You're 100% right with that take. Like I didn't even think about that, but that Marina's definitely been elevated the most out of this faction. Like I couldn't imagine the Death Riders without Marina Shafir whatsoever. I also want to call out StreamYard real quick. It has been a couple days now where your Twitter stream, whatever you want to call it, is not working. You're killing our views over here. And I spend $45 a month. So StreamYard, I'm calling you out once again. I'm expecting a credit because this is my job now. I'll get off my soapbox now because we can move on to this fun number one contenders matchup between the Young Bucks, a mystery team, and why am I blanking on the third team?
Rascals.
The Rascals, of course. How could I forget? Because that entrance is great. Very unique. It's one of the best theme songs, I think, in AEW. And what another great matchup we got on Dynamite. They do these multi-man matches so well. And the fact that Private Party returned too, that's something I didn't see coming because, as you know, JPJ, if you're on the internet, you saw the rumors that there was talks of them potentially going to WWE, or so they were reported. Mm-hmm. But no, they're all elite still, and I think they're a team that this tag division desperately needed back.
I agree. Off TV for over a year. Over a year.
That long?
Last January was the last time they were on TV. And I got to give a shout out to my pal, Auntie Collins. We do a show on Sundays, and last Sunday she called that this was going to be Private Party. She said, I have a feeling it's going to be, I don't know if she knew somebody.
That's a tough prediction. I was going to say.
Yeah. And she nailed it. She nailed it. Good to see Private Party back. They obviously didn't win this match, which is fine, but good to see them back. Mark Quinn looked yoked.
Is he on that Montez Ford bulking right now?
Maybe. He looked big. They both looked great. The entrance was there. The crowd popped for them. It was good to see them back. I agree with you. I think another, especially a babyface tag team added back into the tag team division is really good for AEW. They do need to really focus on that tag division, especially when you have heel champions and FTR.
Yep.
I thought this was really good. Like you said, the multi-man, multi-women, multi-team matches, just AEW just knows how to book them. They know how to book them. It's always chaos. It's always nonstop action from start to finish. Everybody gets their shit in. The crowd's losing their minds. They just know what they're doing.
That's AEW to its core, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
That's kind of what made them very popular. And the Young Bucks, this is the Young Bucks that everybody loved. They're back to the old babyface Young Bucks. They were in their home state here on Dynamite, so they got a great reception. A lot of people might be like, oh, I don't really care for FTR versus Young Bucks again. To me, that's like saying you don't care about Usos versus New Day. If you're going to throw those two teams together at any time, I'm never going to complain. And now you also have the returning Edge and Christian situation that could go right back into this division and jump into this feud. And you got three great tag teams right there.
100%. And I expect Christian and Cope to probably return somewhat. I think that would
soon,
still
right?
be the Revolution match. I would think would still.
When
be
is Revolution?
March 5th, either beginning or middle of March, something like that. Second week of March, something like that. I still expect that match at Revolution to be FTR versus
the 15th.
Copeland and Christian for the title.
Yeah.
So you have this match. Yeah, you have this match. You have FTR beat the Bucks, and then maybe they attack them or something, and we get the return, and then that's kind of where we're leaning to.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. And again, I get it. We've seen it a bunch now at this point, but like you said, how can you be upset about FTR and the Bucks running it back? You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a classic tag match.
I was going to say,
what are we bitching about?
That's what you need. Sometimes you have to go back to what works to revitalize something.
Yeah.
Look at WWE right now. They're kind of doing that with Roman Reigns. They're like, okay, well, the last 2 years, Cody was great, but it wasn't what it was when Roman was champion. Yeah. Let's put Roman back into the main event. I think that has a little bit to do with the fact that Roman is getting that title match. And I can't believe there's people out there that actually think CM Punk's going to win that match, because I don't see any world where Roman Reigns loses to CM Punk. I don't know about you.
I don't either. Right now, I don't know. Unless there's
I don't see it.
Unless somebody's attacking him or costing him that match. True. I don't. I'm the same way. I just, and again, we have a long time before we get to Mania. Things can change, but looking at the landscape now, I do not see a way how that WrestleMania does not end with Roman lifting that title with the pyro going out behind him, and it's like, okay, well,
holding it till Saudi.
Yeah, and then
he probably would.
He won't even be on the show until whenever he's defending it 2 months later or whatever the hell it is.
Hey, speaking of the world champ, was MJF not on the show, or did I miss that?
He was not on the show either.
So. Yeah, he does that from time to time.
Yeah,
he was but he's more like an every other week kind of guy. He doesn't take months off.
He was not on the show. All right, I'm going to save most of the talk about Grand Slam for Saturday, but I'm telling everybody because I've been predicting it for like 2 or 3 weeks now at this point.
Go for it.
Buddy Matthews is going to return on Saturday and cost Brody King that match.
You're probably right. That makes a lot of sense. What was Buddy out with? Was it an injury?
He hurt his ankle at the last Grand Slam. So he's been out for a while. They're in Australia, where he's from.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously has the history with Brody. I think he's going to, if he's healthy, which I'm hoping he is. He's been out for a long time.
Yes,
I think he's going to return, and he's going to cost Brody that match because I don't see a way that MJF beats Brody King straight up. Sorry,
no, especially after he squashed him.
Exactly.
You can't
MJF is going to need something
assistance
to happen to beat, because and I love Brody King and I would love to see it, but Brody's not winning that title. He's not winning that title. I'd love to see it, but it's not happening. So I think it's a perfect way to get Buddy back. He turns heel, whether that means that MJF he's with MJF as like his next muscle guy, heater, or whatever you want to do. Because MJF has always worked well with that type of person with him.
Yeah.
Or it just sets up a massive blood feud between former partners and Brody and Buddy. Either way.
Loser goes to WWE and joins Aleister Black.
Yeah. That's what I'm expecting to happen, is Buddy to come back and cost Brody. So.
I honestly am surprised that Buddy hasn't made his way back to WWE, but I'm kind of glad that he is potentially returning here in AEW because I feel like they haven't really got his full potential yet.
No, not at all.
Same with Pac. That's another guy that I really am just waiting for them to be like, all right, now we're ready for the world title run, but I don't see that happening with Pac, just where he's positioned currently within his own faction.
I don't know. It's weird because I know there were visa issues and Pac got hurt a bunch, but like when he first got there, he beat Kenny Omega twice.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was one of their top guys when they first started.
Yeah, like he beat Kenny twice, and that was when Kenny was like Apex Kenny in AEW.
Elite,
he beat him multiple times. And it was like, okay, well.
Thought it was coming then,
Yeah, but then there was some injuries and visas. Like there's been a lot of complications, so it's like, but like, you can always kind of go back to that and be like, well, Pac is a guy that defeated Kenny Omega twice. Like he's not some, just
and
trios
he's had some
guy
great
or
matches on pay-per-views with like Will Ospreay and whatnot. So
Orange Cassidy, that was his first.
So. I almost forgot about that. Well, let's talk about that, Eric, because in the main event we had a strap match as Chris Statlander took on Tekla. And surprisingly, at least it was surprising to me, I don't know about you, we do have a new AEW Women's Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I prefaced earlier, I did have a gripe with the show. I'm going to be honest with you here, JPJ. I'm not a Tekla believer.
Really?
When I watch her, I don't see main event scene. I kind of feel like that faction in general is a mid-card act. Once again, that's not taking anything away from those three women because I know Sky Blue can work. I know Tekla's unique. She has this character. It just doesn't resonate with me personally. Once again, this is more of a personal gripe, not really a gripe with AEW, but I feel like as a whole, the AEW Women's Championship hasn't been booked well recently, ever since Toni Storm lost.
Well, I was going to say, when Toni Storm is not in the picture and Mercedes hasn't been around,
it's kind of sucks.
A few months,
sorry.
Like you know,
look at the list of champions here. Let's just go down to previous champions and where they're at now. Rio. You don't see her on TV ever. Well,
I'll let you finish, but I do have a counterpoint for you.
That's fair.
So at least
Nyla
have
Rose.
the discussion. Where the fuck? Sorry, I don't know if I can swear.
You can't.
Where the fuck is Nyla Rose? Where's she been?
Yeah, Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, where's she been?
Britt Baker.
Where's she been?
Thunder Rosa.
Where's she been?
Jamie Hayter. We saw her last night.
Hey, I like the Brawling Birds. I like that.
Yeah, I do like that. Saraya, Mariah May, Chris Statlander. There's your lineage. Yeah. Most of them, let's be real, haven't worked out. So I am kind of apprehensive here with Tekla winning the title. Now I'll give you the floor.
Well, I will say, some of these women could probably get a little bit more over if we had more than one fucking match on the show every week. First of all.
NXT.
Yeah. So first of all, that's first. Second of all, I understand where you're coming from. I personally like Tekla. I think the intensity she wrestles with and just the way and I didn't know anything about her really before she came to AEW.
And that might be a little bit reason why I am still not in on her, because I didn't know anything previously.
I didn't know the star. I don't pay, like it's not because there's only so much time, guys. I don't watch Stardom. I know it's many people that I trust that have real good opinions say it's the best women's wrestling on the planet. I have no reason to believe it's not. It probably is, but I don't watch it regularly. It's not, I can't fit that in. So I didn't know much about her. Yeah. I've liked her presentation since she's been in AEW. Every match I've seen her in has been a pretty damn terrific. I mean,
this match was great. The main event was fantastic.
Was really good and violent too. But so my counterpoint to you is, so you don't feel like they're a main event outfit. You don't feel outfit, whatever. But do you know how you elevate somebody to a main event status? Is you take a chance on them. And we were just talking about taking chances and doing things. I think this is AEW going, all right, look at the landscape of our women's division. Stat's been a great champion. She's beaten Hayter, Mercedes. She's beaten these.
I didn't understand the stat hate. There was a lot of stat hate.
I don't understand. She's one of the best in the world.
I think she should have held that title longer.
Yeah, you don't have to like, again, it's your opinion. You don't have to like or dislike anybody you don't want to. But she's been one of the best women's wrestlers in the company since the company has started.
She has to be on the Mount Rushmore of AEW women's talent. Yeah.
Easily.
She's a staple.
Yeah. And she's a great champion. She was a great champion.
You know what else pissed me off, though?
Yeah. What?
The ending. Like, they didn't really give her a proper moment to celebrate.
No, because a bunch of other shit happened.
I'm like, I know you're setting up Saturday. I get it, AEW, but let Tekla have her moment. Why should we care about the new champion if she's just going to be pushed to the side after she won the fucking title? That pisses me off.
That actually did bother me. And then it's got to the point where, like, Excalibur literally on commentary had to say, "Hey, let's not let all of this."
He's like telling Tony,
from the main story here that Tekla is the new, and it was like, that you probably shouldn't have done that. Or at least waited a couple minutes. Let Tekla celebrate for a minute or two, and then you can. It was
they ended the show with the music of somebody else.
Yeah, it was like that's not what we're
doing. But it was a great show. Like from top to bottom, there was never a dull moment. We had like 2 match of the year candidates and 2 new champions. So how can we really complain?
And I'm going to be honest, it's been a while. It's been since Mariah May, which is almost over a year ago, that there's been a heel women's champion. World champion. So it was Tony.
You're right.
It was Tony the whole time, and then it went to Stat, who was also a babyface. So I'm interested
Mercedes
to see.
Back.
I'm interested to see. I think Tekla is going to have. I don't know if it'll be a long run or just a little bit, whatever.
I need one long run. Everybody's been just passing the title. It seems like every other month.
I know, but I'm interested to see where they go with Tekla. Like, do they just run Stat back as the first challenger, or do we get to see some new fresh babyface characters?
It's probably going to be Hayter and Windsor, isn't it?
I don't know though, but they're a tag team now. Like, would they not be going after the tag team gold?
I'm trying to think of other names. Like we just listed a bunch of women that aren't on TV. Thunder Rosa. Yeah.
Statlander. I don't think it's going to disappear, so she'll still be there.
She better not.
No. If I personally think that Willow and Harley are losing on Saturday.
So do I. Yeah.
So I think they're going to have all the belts, the triangle here. So do we see a Harley Cameron get a quick little title match against Tekla in a little mini run? Do we see, Willow has the TBS title, but Willow would be a perfect person to go challenge for the world title, but she would have to lose.
She'd have to lose the TBS. So that's the problem there. They're really booking themselves kind of in a tough spot.
Where do we go from here type of thing? But I thought that Tekla could have won the first match with Statlander that they had a couple weeks ago, and she didn't. And then they were running this one back, and I even said it. I was like, "Is Tekla going to win this?" Because I thought she could have won the first one.
I honestly had no expectations. I really thought Chris Statlander was going to retain.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
Look, it's a nice surprise. Couple championship changes on this show that I think were unexpected. I mean, I think the Kyle one we kind of saw potentially happening more than this one, but
they both were kind of surprising, and that's why I think WWE's like, hey, you guys got to surprise us from time to time, because everything that you're doing is just surface level, cookie cutter, safe play.
Yeah, Yeah. So I mean, I think AEW has earned the rope with me for me to be like, all right, cool. Like I didn't necessarily expect this to
Yeah, I can see
happen,
that too,
but
Eric.
let's see where it goes, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, JPJ. Eric's saying they could see her like a
Yeah.
Tatum Paxley run with it, a couple weeks, drop it to Hater or something like that. Yeah, but like you mentioned, Hater is no more like focused in on a tag team now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna do that, but then
And it
again,
makes sense with what we saw last night, right? They come out to make the save.
that's what
So
they're showing us.
all of a sudden, if the Triangle of Madness is World Tag Team Champions come Saturday night, now you have the easy brawling birds versus them for the titles that you built last night with that. So it's all kind of
You know what's
writing
crazy?
itself. You know,
I think the women's division could benefit more from trios titles than the men's.
probably.
I think there's more. Yeah, there's more like trios set up
Yeah,
in the
for
women's
sure.
division.
For sure.
But you know what? That was a really good episode of AEW Dynamite.
great.
Arguably one of the best shows of the year so far. It's going to be a fun year, and it was a fun show chatting it up with you here for episode 6 of Kayfabe Coffee. But if you want a little bit more of JPJ this weekend, then come hang out with us this Saturday live at 4 p.m. Eastern. We got Main Event Mixer episode 40. It'll be JPJ, and he'll be joined by Shep from the Kicking Out podcast, as well as Butters from the Indie Wrestling Guide. And then live this Sunday, episode 4 of the Dusty Finish here on the Main Event Wrestling Network. That's going to be more AEW Grand Slam talk. So if you are ready and you're a sicko like us and love some AEW, we got you covered here this weekend at the Main Event Wrestling Network. I can't wait to see your guys' show on Saturday, JPJ.
Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. I messed up.
Oh,
They're going against Penelope and Megan Bain. Which I still think they're going to win the titles. I think Megan Bain. I think they're going to win the titles. So
they were just hurt last time. I think honestly that Megan Bain might have been the inaugural champion.
I was literally they were my pick to win that tournament until Penelope Ford got hurt, and I think they did a good job, kind of putting Marina in there, and they made it work for what they could do with it. But I thought that Megan Bain and Penelope were going to win that tournament when it was first announced. So I think they're getting the titles on Saturday. That's my bad. But I still think they built. We'll get a trios match between these 6 eventually. It's probably going to be Statlander going back after the title, I would guess, as the first challenger. Would make the most sense. But no, Saturday is going to be good. But Grand Slam is shaping up to be pretty good. We're going to have a lot to talk about, what we think is going to happen and stuff like that. And it should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, AEW is doing some good stuff right now. So if you want some more AEW talk, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we got everything AEW Grand Slam coming your way this weekend. We are on the road to 300 subscribers, so be a friend and tell a friend. We are trying to get there before Memorial Day weekend, because if you guys are unfamiliar, last Memorial Day weekend we did a 24-hour pro wrestling stream. We are going to be running that back once again this Memorial Day weekend, featuring every single person from the Main Event Wrestling Network. Even JPJ in between 2 beers, we're going to have an hour or 2 here on that stream. So that's going to be a blast. I'm really excited for you guys to get involved in that this year. I don't know if you got the chance to check it out last year.
I dabbled. I'm excited. Look, at 24 hours, that's daunting. It's a daunting task.
I sat here the entire 24 hours, might I add, too.
Task. Yeah.
I did sleep for a little bit. I did get some sleep.
I hope so. No, but that'll be a lot of fun. They haven't officially announced it, but Memorial Day weekend, Double or Nothing, is going to be in New York City, which is not far from me. I'm hoping to actually get some media access for that sucker. It's only a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's not a far ride for me. So I might be joining you from New York City potentially on location when I pop in here to say hello. So we'll see what happens there. But that should be good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad me and Pluggo kind of made our way over here. I know we've been kind of picking and popping out in and out when we can, doing stuff like this over here on Main Event. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to do all the things.
You're busy like me.
We try to keep busy. We try to keep busy, man. You can find me almost every day somewhere. That's
right. Go ahead and check out his Twitch. What else you got coming up this week? Might as well go ahead and plug.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, and every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on Love Wrestling. Between 2 Beards with me and Pluggo, the flagship show over on Love Wrestling. You can catch us there. Every Sunday afternoon over on Fightful Overbooked at noon Eastern, me and Auntie Collins have a show called Coast to Coast. So you can check me on Fightful over there. After AEW Dynamite on bodyslam.net, I do a show called Dynamite Up with Jose on the air, Jose Gonzalez. And then I stream right here, JPJ Loves Gaming. You can follow me there. Follow me on all social medias there. I stream. You popped in my stream yesterday. I'm doing a franchise on MLB The Show. I actually won the World Series yesterday.
Let's go. There it is.
Won the World Series.
Shout out to the Guardians.
The Cleveland Guardians.
That's right.
But yeah, no, I play video games. I try to get on there 3 or 4 times a week. Some weeks it's once or twice, depending on my shoot job schedule. But yeah, I play video games. I do a bunch of stuff over there as well. I do a Raw watch along on my channel every Monday as well. So I'm always doing stuff. So give me a follow here. I release my schedule every week. You'll see where I'm at. Come hang out, man. It's a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time chatting with you and talking to AEW Dynamite. Guys, Speaking of shoot jobs, I don't have one of those. So this is my shoot job right now. So it would be greatly appreciated if you gave us a follow and hit that subscribe button, because we're doing some special things over here, I believe, and we want you guys to all be a part of it. But that is all we got here for episode 6 of Kayfabe Coffee. I'm not sure if there's going to be another episode this week. We will see. I'm going to be very busy as I'm going to visit the OTM crew this weekend. So speaking of OTM, you can hang out with us also live tonight. We're going to be talking AEW Grand Slam. So if you want some more sicko talk, come on and hang out with us at Pod on the Mark, and make sure you're following us at @mainevent_net, and we'll catch you guys next time on Kayfabe Coffee, episode number 7. See ya.